Okay. I'm John Green. I'm the founder and artistic director of the Art and Artist Repertory Theater Company. Welcome you to our 6th production and our first dinner theater. I hope you all enjoyed that. You were there. Some more reminders. Please turn off your pagers or cell phones or put them to silent. Augusta Prep has asked that we not bring food into the carpeted area here, please. And please no flash photography of your kids will post for you afterwards. Also asked that after the show, meet the kids back in the backstage area and not come up here on stage because the snow is messy. And nature provides snow free, but BMI does not, so it's kind of costly here. Let's see, the restrooms are located right out those double doors there and to your left. And like all of our shows, this has been a real collaborative process. We've had a great committee for the dinner theater, great committee for props and so forth. I certainly can't do this thing alone. It's been wonderful. I want to thank the Golden Corral and Publix for the meats and Rose Butler of the Golden Black Room in North Augusta, the young chefs who prepared all the food for us tonight. I can't name everybody. I know you don't want me to. So, but I am going to, if you allow me to just concede and let me thank my wife for her contribution to this show. She has kept everything together. She has kept me straight, which is no easy task, and on task as well. And I really do appreciate all her help. That's why I put her as the executive producer. There, if you notice in the program, we have some sponsorships that you can donate to. There's an opportunity there at the Singing Angels level. We also have our little tree in the back if you want to make a donation in the honor of someone or cash is fine. And I'm not leaving out something, but I'm going to end this like I end all my speeches. If you have a theater you'd like to donate, we have to name it after you. Enjoy the show.
It's remembered in my family that on Christmas Eve of 1933, my father was late arriving home. That, along with the love he and my mother bestowed upon their 8 red-headed offspring, is fact. The rest I made up. All day, the cold Virginia sky hung low over Spencer's Mountain. It promised snow before the fall of night.
It doesn't feel like Christmas.
Why not, Mama?
Because
That moment, which had always come in other years, that mingled feeling of excitement and promise which Mama called the Christmas spirit, had evaded her. Christmas had always been a time of rejuvenation to Mama, a time to reaffirm her faith in God's goodness, to enjoy the closest of friends and family, a time to believe in miracles again.
miracles. I wish it was spring already. More for the children, I'd be tempted to treat Christmas as if it were just another day this year. The prospects being as they are, it could turn out to be just another day regardless.
What is it, Mama?
It's my Christmas cactus. I put it where it would get a little winter sun, but one of the children broke the window and it froze. Covered with tiny pink bugs that'll never bloom. Snow coming for sure. Oh, Dorian! You know, I've been underfoot all day. Why don't you go outside before it gets dark?
Too blustery cold.
Why don't you keep watching out the window, Mama?
Watching out.
Ever since it's time for Daddy to get home?
Are you getting worried?
I'll tell you when I was watching. Come to the window, all of you. Go see something pretty?
Yeah.
Oh, he's still there.
What's still there?
Yes, there he is. It's about the color of Luke's hair on the tallest limb of that crabapple tree. A garden. There he goes.
The scarlet plumage flashed a single stroke of bright color in the landscape of winter gray, snow white, and ice blue.
That young bird is going to freeze tonight. He won't freeze. Not that bird.
Looking back, I don't know if Mom was talking about the cardinal, or if she was trying to say something to her red-headed children.
A redbird has got the knack of surviving winter. He knows it too, otherwise he'd headed south for the wrens and goldfinches and bluebirds back when the leaves started to turn. But the redbird will not to, because they've got the knack of surviving.
I wish my dad would fly. Then he wouldn't have to wait for the bus.
If Daddy goes flying around, somebody's liable to think he's a turkey buzzard and shoot him down.
Now stop worrying about your daddy. He's gonna be home.
We won't be here if he stops off with Miss Evans and Miss Addis.
The day your daddy spends Christmas Eve with those two old lady bootleggers is the day I walk out of this house.
Mama, if we walked out of this house, where do we go? Mama.
Stop worrying about your daddy. Come on, relax. Tidy up a little bit.
My father could only be with his family on weekends. When something called the Depression happened in Washington, or New York, or some distant place, the soapstone plant here closed down and people had to find some other ways of making a living. My father found work as a machinist in Waynesboro, which was 40 miles away. He had no car, so every Friday night he'd take a trailways bus that led him off at Hickory Creek. From there, Clay would walk the remaining 6 miles, or hitchhike if a car happened to go past. Sometimes on his way home,
He wouldn't stop at this Emma and Miss Etta Staples place tonight. Not on Christmas Eve.
Of course not, Mom.
I suspect maybe Mama had fantasies about how she'd enjoy setting dynamite in the Staples house and blowing it sky high. I think she enjoyed the vision of that stately, decayed old house and its shelves of mason jars filled with the notorious whiskey recipe that the old ladies distilled being blown right off the map.
Boom! Mama, what are you doing? There's work to do now. Get to it.
What should we do?
Who's gonna grab walnuts from applesauce cakes? Come on now.
The walnuts are out the barn. Y'all want to walk through the snow?
Sure we do. Yeah. Gives me a chance to get a little organized.
Sure, Mom.
Look after it, Playboy. You're the oldest.
Yes, ma'am.
If I had any wish back then, it was that my mother would stop reminding me that I'm the oldest. It took all the fun out of things to be constantly reminded that I was a combination policeman, referee, guardian, and nursemaid for my brothers and sisters. Of course, my mother wasn't having much fun with things either.
Y'all watch yourselves. Someone's gonna get hurt. I'll get the blame. Like some old mother does. Matt, the walnuts are on the barn.
Patty Cake, what are you doing?
Maybe a snow angel.
Get up before you catch sick.
Playboy will I catch?
Lordy God, I'll be glad if y'all grow up and learn some sense.
That old cow. Carry on, we're supposed to milk already.
You're gonna give her an extra bucket to match. It's Christmas Eve for her, too.
This year, can we go out to the stable at midnight?
That's pretty late.
But you told us the farmman was in the stable kneel down at midnight.
Oh, they're ridiculous.
That's what you told us.
Can we go to the stable, Playboy?
Y'all expect that old cow to get down on her knees?
We can see. Can we see her do that, Playboy?
It's up to your daddy. I'll have to ask him when he gets home.
I will. I'll ask him too.
As soon as he gets back.
Y'all go get some stove wood. You don't want to freeze tonight.
I will let Santa Claus.
It won't do you to spec him good.
How come?
He's clean. That's no cold. Not gonna get there by tonight.
What'll I do, Playboy?
You give it to me, honey. I'll send it to him special delivery.
I'm not to watch you, Playboy.
He's just a pacifier.
You shut up, Becky. Let's bake your bottom till it's red, white, and blue.
You just try it, big boy.
What'd you ask Santa Claus to bring you, Patty Cake?
A whole page of Sears Roebuck catalog. A whole page of dolls.
I've been thinking about writing him myself.
What'd you ask for, John?
A piano.
That man can't carry no piano down the chimney. He can't hardly any bigger than Mama. Little old fat fellow with a big belly.
How do you know?
I see this picture.
Believing in Santa Claus. There's no such thing. It's just something Mom and Daddy made up.
I don't believe you.
That's because you're ignorant.
You're bad, Becky.
Son, you're gonna be sorry you did that.
You want to make something
Your
out of it?
daughter and Brenda make something.
You watch it, little lady. You just watch that lady talk.
I'm gonna tell Mommy you said a bad word, and she'll wash out with that octagon soap.
I'm not gonna have anything to do with any of you.
What's wrong with Becky, Playboy?
I don't know. She's growing up. I think it's what they call the change of life. Come on, Becky.
Never.
There's two Santa Clauses in there, Playboy.
Y'all bring the walnuts for Mama. Wait till the morning. You'll see there's a Santa Claus.
Maybe I shouldn't have been so definite. Mama doesn't have any money for presents. The only chance is if Daddy brings them, and one thing I've learned, a lot of temptations lie in the path of a man who's worked hard all week and who's just received his pay.
You talking to yourself, Playboy.
Don't you ever talk to yourself?
I don't talk to myself. I think out loud, that's all. Next summer, when I'm working in the garden, I'll just chop off my toes with a hoe. It'll look like an accident. Maybe then they feel sorry for it, stop picking on me all the time.
Becky.
Maybe then they might even like me.
Just come up on me all of a sudden. I expect your daddy to be along any minute now. Playboy, go get the Christmas tree.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
going to.
No, it's girls' place is to help in the kitchen, and cutting down trees is men's work.
Let Shirley help in the kitchen. She's such a prissy butt.
I am not a prissy butt.
Playboy, get your dad's jacket.
Mama,
No, and get busy with the dishes. The rest of you, I want everything picked up and put away neat as a kid before your daddy gets home.
damn it. I wonder how many I could break and make it seem like an accident. Daddy was here. Daddy pulled me in his arms and tell me I'm a crackerjack. He'd give me a whiskey-flavored kiss. When I grow up, I'm going to get a job in Winsboro like Daddy, and I'll ride the Trailways bus home every Friday night and blow whiskey right in Mom's face. If she says one word about it, I'll just tell her I'd like it or lump.
Certain things Mama kept in hand. Up ahead, the old wood road winds all the way to the top of Spencer's Mountain. That mountain housed all things mysterious. Caves where long ago boys had been lost. A hidden lake so deep that if you dropped a stone from the rim, you could count to 5 before you hear it splash. The home of monstrous rattlesnakes, owls, bobcats, bears, and a legendary white deer. The man who really knew the mountain, my father, Clay Spencer. Even when he was away, I could see him, in my head. Clay Spencer was a hard man to measure up to, a crack shot, a good provider, an honest look-him-in-the-eye man, an enthusiastic drinker, a prodigious dancer, a builder, a singer of note, a kissing, hugging, loving man whose laughter would shake the house, and who was not ashamed to cry. He always seemed outsized, bigger than life. I wanted to be like him, but something was pulling me in another direction.
What are you up to, son?
Sometimes I'd walk into my room and I was writing a story on one of these writing tablets.
I asked what you're up to.
I couldn't tell him.
I'm writing my homework.
Is that what you're doing?
I couldn't explain. Writers of names like Alfred Lloyd Tennyson, Percy Bysshe Shelley, and William Makepeace Thackeray. How could I tell my father that I, Playboy Spencer, felt a compulsion to write my thoughts onto a tablet meant for schoolwork?
Hand me that tablet. Playboy.
Sure, Daddy. Some writing on it. What I was thinking. The thoughts.
Writing tablets are for your schoolwork. You need them for school.
Daddy, don't you ever think of other things? I mean other things, too. Don't you ever have a dream? What kind of a dream?
To build a house with my own hands. A house my wife and children can see being put together.
I don't mean that kind of a dream.
That's a good dream, son.
Daddy, what I mean is...
Can't you see it too? Up there on the summit of the mountain. White house with green shutters. Your mama resting on Sunday. She plant flowers. And I put in a bed of grass where my babies can play.
It's a very practical dream.
I don't know how practical. Not since the Depression. But I promised that house to Olivia on our wedding night. Someday. It's so real, you can almost see her face at the window.
Dad, when I'm writing the writing tablets, I
You
can almost
don't
see
need writing tablets, son. Except for school.
You don't know what I need.
Yes, I do.
You don't know what I need at all.
You need to do a man's work.
Daddy,
Hold
you
the axe carefully, the way I taught you to over slippery
don't
ground.
understand at all why I want to write.
Maybe you don't understand why I want to build that house with my own hands.
Daddy,
Put away childish things.
I had lots of imaginary conversations with my father when I was out alone on the mountain, but they all ended like this one. I couldn't get him to understand anything about my writing. It never occurred to me there might be something I didn't understand about him. By the time I got back down off the mountain with the tree, I could see that Mama was back at the window worrying. She didn't even notice I'd come back until after I'd set up the tree.
I was getting ready to send out a search party for you.
I just poked along. No sign of anyone coming up the road.
It's a pretty tree. Well, it's something pretty to look at. Guess that's what took you so long.
I got to talking to myself. Actually, I was talking to my father.
Your father?
It was imaginary, just in my head. The applesauce cake smells so spicy.
What was it about? Imaginary talking to your father.
He says I shouldn't waste writing talents putting anything on it except school. He thinks everything has to be practical. Even writing talents.
Hard times now, Playboy.
It hasn't anything to do with hard times.
That imaginary talking today. What did he say to make you think such things?
Same as to say if we're in a real conversation, we should put aside childish things, take an axe, and go cut down a tree.
We need the tree. Probably that's the only thing the children are going to have this Christmas.
All I can see in the tree is firewood.
What do you see, Playboy?
What do I see?
That you'd like to write down on a writing tablet.
I put down something about the wintry great smell it's brought into our living room. And the feeling of mystery. Or the memory of thousands of white-hot summer suns. And the long wilderness silence of snow-covered winters. And the crash of thunderstorms. Or the softness of a newborn spring.
You see all that, Playboy?
Or of all the wild things that were nestled in the branches. Or that rested in the shade.
And you think all your daddy sees is firewood.
Or maybe some lumber.
Firewood to build, to keep his family warm, and lumber to build a house. Why do you think your daddy wants to build us a house with his own two hands?
Because it's practical.
Could be there's a few things that your father and you don't understand about each other. Troy has probably run a little late.
Where is everybody?
I sent the children over to ask Mom and Papa to come have supper with us.
It's had to hand down to the bone.
The last bit.
The last hog Eddie butchered in the fall. Mama, what are we going to do for Christmas dinner? What's left?
I don't know, maybe I'll bring Gretchen's neck and make stewed dumplings.
Gretchen's a lady. What do we do for eggs?
I don't know, I'm feeling reckless. Living each day as it comes. Let tomorrow take care of myself.
Food money Daddy left my feet. It's down to $3.
$2.
Mom, what are we going to do?
Well, there's some sweet potatoes in the storage bins, some dried apples, and a few mason jars.
What are we going to do with those?
Get by.
Mama, what about Santa Claus? For the kids?
I made more pajamas for the boys and dresses for the girls.
No, you made them. No, they're not from Santa
Yes,
Claus.
they do.
They'll stop believing.
Maybe it's time they did. In hard times, it's silly to go on believing in foolishness.
Mama.
Did believing make a difference to you?
Yes. Remember when we used to put up cornflakes for Santa Claus and cut up carrots for his reindeer? It used to take me hours to get to sleep thinking of it right in this house.
That doesn't mean you believed.
Sure it did. In the morning, when all the cornflakes and the carrots were gone, and there were presents underneath the tree. I believed, Mom. I really believed.
Times were different then.
I was younger, that's all.
We had a little money to spend in those days.
Reckon the depression will last forever.
I don't know, boy. Mr. Roosevelt says it won't. Let's stop worrying about things we can't help.
You're right, Mom.
Playboy, go get the box of Christmas tree decorations.
We'll make it so pretty, they won't be able to think of anything else.
Look at the snow. It's starting to come down. They stick to your jacket.
Very deep.
Making a pretty Christmas day tomorrow. Taking them at Clay along the way. You'll be standing there with them. Maybe you'll be holding Patty piggyback on his shoulders.
Merry Christmas, daughter. Grandpa says it's going to be a deep snow.
Well, if that's what he says, that's how it's going to be. Come on in, folks. How are you?
I think I got a trick on my back.
That woman's crazy.
Don't listen to him.
What's Mama done now?
Been racing all over the hills taking orders for the Larkin Company. Old woman like her should be sitting in front of a fire, not scooting around like a snowplow.
I made $3, and that's $3 we wouldn't have had if I'd been out taking orders.
If the snow gets deep, if the snow gets really deep, what if it does? Daddy might not get home.
A little snow won't bother my daddy. Mine followed the thrower.
Did he just walk?
Through the deep snow?
He's done it before.
They ought to be showing up by now.
Be here soon, I reckon.
I wouldn't count on it.
Why not?
I'll bet he's down yonder drinking whiskey with the Staples women right this second.
I won't have you talking about my Clay that way.
He drinks, don't he?
He takes a drink.
There's a difference.
Besides, it's Christmas. He'll be with his family.
At least he's working. That's more to be said for the rest of us.
Nobody has any reply to that.
Hard to know.
Sure are.
Well, I heard him talking on the radio. They're talking about that new deal.
I don't care what they talk about, as long as they get our mill up and running again, so Clay can work near home.
He should be getting home.
Maybe the buses are running. Nothing could have happened to him, Mom.
What could happen, Mama?
Didn't any of you notice?
Notice what?
The Christmas tree.
Whoa!
Anyone gonna help with the decorations? Here they are.
Let's go listen to the radio. It's time for Fibber McGee and Molly.
Sure, come on in the living room.
I hope Clark Dennis is visiting Fibber McGee. Every year at Christmas, there he is singing Silent Night.
Hot damn, that man can sing.
What am I missing?
You're not going to miss anything, daughter.
Gonna make the tree real pretty. That's what I was
These are just the store-bought ornaments. Wear the ones you made. And don't get special ones. Mark Spencer's Silver Star. And his heart.
Nice singing on the radio.
Stars look down on a lot of nice Christmas Eves, Mom.
Sure has.
I expect Crackers right. This will be a nice Christmas, too.
Once the tree's decorated, buttermilk has got to be churned.
Let Becky do it.
She splashes all over creation. I don't know what's wrong with that girl.
She's a teenager.
Well, she'll live through it. Now just hope the rest of us do. Better get back to Grandma and Grandpa. If you hear anything. Y'all got that radio playing so loud.
Barney's pine cones.
Shined up this old brass key and looks so pretty.
What do you have, Liz?
Silver bells.
But it's just foil.
They look like silver bells. They do.
I know this has a turkey paper.
What are you doing with that paper turkey?
That's the next gift.
I like turkey year-round.
Well, I read flannel Santa Claus is the only Santa Claus this year.
But Playboy told us.
Sure, don't worry.
Wait till you see what I'm putting on the tree.
What is it?
Twigs and straw.
A blue jay's nest.
A what?
A blue jay's nest. And look, it has a little speckled egg.
Can't put that thing on the tree.
Why not? It's the perfect decoration. Our tree will have a bird's nest.
But it's full of mites, and that old rotten egg will smell bad.
You don't know what you're talking about. The egg is not rotten. I blew all the stuff out of it. Inside, it's clean as a whistle.
I don't care. It's still covered with bird poop. Who wants a nasty thing like that on their Christmas tree?
I do, and it's not nasty.
You're crazy.
Go paddle your canoe.
All I can say is Santa Claus is going to smell that bird poop and head right back up the chimney.
What's the matter with you, crybaby?
Santa Claus will come and get you. You can't cry.
You want to be ashamed of yourself.
You're all of your piss ants.
What is it? Becky and Patty can't cry. She ruined the Christmas tree with bird poop. And she said a bad word.
Is that right? You asking for another sparkle girl?
Becky, I refuse to reply. Everyone picks on me.
Girl.
Maybe it's.
That's not Clay. Hello, Birdshot. Coming up the road, you didn't happen to see Clay Spencer.
Why, no, Miss Spencer.
Come on in out of the cold.
Hey, Birdshot.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Birdshot. You had your supper?
Why, yes, ma'am. Had me a can of banana sausage you bought me out down the pool. Got me a surprise.
What is it?
They got a missionary box down at the post office. Woman brought it out from Charlottesville on a truck. Says she's going to start handing things out to the crack.
Let's go.
Wait a minute.
Wait.
Haven't you forgotten something?
Forgot what, Mama?
We don't accept charity in this family.
It might be a package with a doll.
Aw, shoot. What wrong can there be on getting a toy or an apple or a candy bar?
Clay feels real strong about it. He won't even let me get that WPA food the government's handing out.
There's such thing as a man being too proud.
And there's such a thing as a man providing for his own, and Clay Spencer does that.
Yes, he does.
I don't see him in evidence nowhere tonight providing for his own.
He'll be here.
Well, I didn't mean.
Oh,
All I
no,
meant
you
was-
did just fine, Birdshot. Thank you.
Mama, could they just go down there and watch it? Could we get things from the box?
What fun would that be?
It's something to do.
Sure is. Isn't it something to do, sit here listening to the radio?
And praying for Santa Claus.
Aw, Mom.
Well, I better be going.
I'll walk with you.
Okay.
Get a little fresh air, that's all.
Can we go too, Mama?
We'll take it easy. Well, as long as your brother's going, I don't see what harm it could be just to watch.
Hurry up, all the good stuff. Go on.
Don't run away like this stuff.
Whole patty cake's here.
Come on, Olivia, let's go listen to the
Well, we're right. Let's sit a little. Be back soon.
Don't worry, Mama.
You lead the way, Kershaw.
Well, me, either way. Take back your turn. Say so, big boy.
Someone unloaded a shotgun in the general direction of Birdshot, which is how he got his name. Still with some pellets in his arm, and when he clenches his fist, a little blue dot moves around.
Remember, we're
Many
just
things
watching.
around him.
Maybe you're only watching
Over
because
Birdshot,
I
when he
think
raised his head, which is usually where we happen to be when night
Follow
fell.
me.
He worked often for my father, and he knew my mother would feel if he appeared at mealtime.
That's good.
Something happened with Birdshot that night.
Oh,
Even though my father couldn't see any sense to it, I wanted to write about people. These people. Birdshot. The people of my town needed their story told. The grinding poverty of the Depression years had already stamped the older faces. They were proud and independent people, accepting any kind of outside help went against their grain. But they put aside their pride this night so that their children might receive at least some joke at Christmas.
On the third day.
Few people knew her name. She was simply called the City Lady. But it wasn't easy for hungry people to sing with spirit about 5 gold rings.
Merry Christmas to you.
There were baseball bats and wind-up toys, some that worked, and some that only worked a little bit. Slightly used gloves, good-smelling soap, productive quack, and fire engine.
A red twin with a bell.
This one's for a big boy. You?
I can't.
Oh,
You take it, Birdshot.
Merry Christmas.
why, thank you. Thank you. I don't know what to say. I just...
This was a special thing that happened that night with Birdshot.
Yeah.
There was only one special thing that he could do to show his gratitude.
Well, City Lady, let me show you. See the dots? They're dancing. They're dancing. They can
The
dance.
City Lady may have been a little insensitive asking proud, poverty-stricken people to sing about the 12 days of Christmas, but now she did something beautiful. She could make her thumb rotate in a funny way. Instead of backing off from Birdshot, she stuck out her hand for him.
You too. See what I can do.
I'll be. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you kindly.
Let's not stop singing. Let's go on with the carol. On the sixth day of Christmas, what you have done to me. Six years away,
It's beautiful. You're taking that.
Why? Just fit you good.
It's too nice for me.
Put it on and stop being silly.
Put it on? For me?
How do you feel?
Well, like a dude.
Probably the first decent piece of clothes he ever had, and he seemed to stand taller. And now we come to the greatest gift to Birdshot. He looked at the crowd and saw himself reflected in their eyes, not as an oddity, but as a man.
I have to get going. The roads are getting dangerous and all. The last present is marked for a little girl. What about you, dear?
Patty cake.
It's too bad, but you can't. No. What's Daddy gonna say?
We won't tell her.
He'll find out.
we'll hide it till we come back to Waynesboro.
Merry Christmas, dear. Merry Christmas to all of you.
Oh, it's a dog.
What's the matter, honey?
It's ugly. How can it be ugly? Its face is cracked apart. It has a busted head.
Well, fix it.
I don't want it fixed.
Patty cake.
What if it is broken?
It's midnight now. It's scary. Please, let's go home.
Take this one right this minute.
Just like Daddy always claims, nobody gave anything away worth keeping.
I want my daddy.
Expect Dad will be home before us.
You think so?
The broken doll was turning out to be scary all around. Seemed like it could be a broken Christmas, too. Before that our Father was starting to reach all of us.
Y'all go inside now.
You're not coming? Probably my dad could be home and you could see him.
Well, that's nice, but tell him I said hey. Something I gotta do, and then I'm gonna stop by the pool hall. Bye, folks.
He's not.
Playboy, do you think the roads are getting dangerous?
I say to make the trailways bustling.
What about the roads?
The city says they were getting dangerous. She hasn't heard there were any accidents.
Keeps never snowing. Daddy's sure late. Sure is. What should we do? Be a little patient and get right on with preparations. What do we do?
No, that's not your daddy's step.
Charlie Sneak, come on in.
Can't stay a minute, where's Clay?
He's late tonight.
Hi there, Mr. Holmes. How are y'all?
Pretty good for old folks.
Anybody else around here?
Just us.
Sheriff been around here tonight?
I thought I saw his truck go by earlier before it really started snowing.
You don't be expecting back, do you?
With this snow,
Can you kids keep your mouth shut if I let you in on a secret?
Yeah!
Well, I knew Clay wouldn't be able to go hunting this Christmas, so I figured you'd appreciate a little meat on the table.
what you got in there?
A wild turkey gobbler, a big one.
Sure is a big one. We're much obliged to you, Charlie.
Don't say anything about him, I'll play.
I thought the hunting season was over.
It is.
Don't it scare you to break the law on Christmas Eve?
No, it don't. Why should people go home when there's game of plenty?
Seems like a sin, though. I don't think I can eat it.
Well, you're going to if you're going to have Christmas supper with us tomorrow.
Oh, yes, we're coming.
Charlie, this is the answer to my prayers. I declare I think I'll cook it tonight. Won't Clay Spencer be surprised to come home and find a turkey roasted in the oven?
He'll be needing good surprise after getting off those roads. Merry Christmas!
Thank you, Charlie.
Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. Mama, Papa, I wish you'd take the children into the living room. Find something nice on the radio.
Sure, Olivia.
You heard, Mom. Let's go.
Not you, Playboy. You stay here.
I expect the bus is late, that's all. Because it's such a snowy night.
Yeah, one of a thousand things.
I took a look for my rifle.
Go look for it.
I'll look along the roads.
The bus slid off the road.
It's taken late, Mom, but it's nothing but soft snow.
See if you can catch up with Charlie Sneed at the pool hall. See if his old truck is out front.
I'll ask him for a ride at Hickory Creek to see if anyone's walking on the road.
Tell him we'll pay for the gas. We'll pay for it. What are you wearing your head?
My cap's a little wet.
Wait a minute. This was supposed to be your present from Santa Claus, but we're getting it early. Made it plenty long so your ears wouldn't freeze.
It's pretty, Mama.
Pull it over your ears. And if anybody asks, don't tell them you're out looking for your daddy.
Yes, ma'am.
To find your daddy.
Yes, Mama.
Find them, Playboy!
It's remembered in my family that on Christmas Eve of 1933, my father was laid riding home. That, along with the lunch my mother bestowed upon their 8 red-headed offspring, is fact. The rest I made up. All day, the cold Virginia sky hung low over Spencer's Mountain. It promised snow before the fall of night.
It doesn't feel like Christmas. Because
That moment which had always come in other years, that mingled feeling of excitement and promise which Mama called the Christmas spirit had evaded her. Christmas had always been a time of rejuvenation to Mama, a time to reaffirm her faith in God's goodness, to enjoy the closeness of friends and family, a time to believe in miracles again.
miracles. Wish it was spring already. For the children, I'd be tempted to treat Christmas as if it were just another day this year. Prospects being as they are, it turned out to be just another day regardless.
What is it, Mom?
It's my Christmas cactus. I put it where it would get a little winter sun, but one of the children broke a window and it froze. Covered with tiny pink bugs that'll never bloom. Snow coming for sure.
Before it gets dark. Too blustery cold.
Why do you keep watching out the window, Mama? Ever since it's time for Daddy to get home?
Are you getting worried?
I'll tell you what I'll teach you. Come to the window, all of you. You all want to see something pretty?
Yeah.
Hope it's still there.
What's still there?
It's about the color of Luke's hair. Yes, there he is. On the tallest limb of that crabapple tree. A cardinal. There he goes.
The scarlet plumage flashed a single stroke of bright color in the landscape of winter gray, snow white, and ice blue.
That red bird's gonna freeze tonight. He won't freeze. Not that bird.
Looking back, I don't know if Mom was talking about the cardinal, or she was trying to say something to her red-headed children.
A cardinal has got the knack of surviving winter. He knows it too, otherwise he'd have headed south with the wrens and goldfinches and bluebirds back when the leaves started to turn. But the red birds don't have to, because they've got the knack of surviving.
I wish my dad could fly. Then you wouldn't have to wait for the bus.
Daddy goes flying around, somebody's liable to think he's a turkey buzzer and shoot him down.
Y'all stop worrying about your daddy. He's gonna be home.
He won't be here if he stops off in the summers and the setas.
The day your daddy spends Christmas Eve with those two old lady bootleggers is the day I walk out of this house.
If we walk out of this house, where do we go, Mama? Mama?
Stop worrying about your daddy. He's gonna be home. Well, you tidy up a little bit.
My father could only be with his family on weekends. When something called the Depression happened in Washington, or New York, or some distant place, the soapstone plant here closed down and people had to find some other ways of making a living. My father found work as a machinist in Waynesboro, which was 40 miles away. He had no car, so every Friday night he'd take a Trailways bus that led him off at Hickory Creek. From there, Clay would walk the remaining 6 miles, or hitchhike if a car happened to go past. Sometimes on his way home,
He wouldn't stop at Miss Emma and Miss Edda Staples' place tonight. No, on Christmas Eve.
Of course not, Mama.
I suspect maybe Mama had fantasies about how she'd enjoy setting dynamite under the Staples' house and blowing it sky high. I think she enjoyed the vision of that stately, decayed old house and its shelves of mason jars filled with the notorious whiskey recipe that the old ladies distilled being blown right off the map.
Mama, what are you doing?
There's work to do, now get to it.
What should we do?
Who's gonna crack walnuts for my applesauce cakes? Run along now.
The walnuts are out in the barn. But y'all don't want to walk in the snow.
Sure we do.
Gives me a chance to get a little organized.
Sure, Mom.
You look after me, Playboy. You're the oldest.
Yes, ma'am.
If I had any wish back then, it was that my mother would stop reminding me that I'm the oldest. It took all the fun out of things to be constantly reminded that I was a combination policeman, referee, guardian, and nursemaid to my brothers and sisters. Of course, my mother wasn't having much fun out of things either.
Don't watch yourselves. Someone's gonna get hurt and I'll get the blame. So will Mother Duck. Matt, the walnuts are out the bin.
Patty Cake, what are you doing?
Take me, Snow Angel.
Get out before you catch sick.
Take one the light catch.
Gotcha!
I'm glad now. Grow up and learn some sense.
That old cow. Carrie on, she wants to be milked already.
We give her an extra bucket of mash. It's Christmas Eve for her, too.
This year, can we go out to the stable at midnight?
It's pretty late.
But you told us the frogman was in the stable kneel down at midnight.
Oh, they're ridiculous.
Because Jane isn't going to the stable.
That's what you told us.
Can we go in the stable, Playboy? You don't expect that old cow to get down on her knees.
We could see. Could we see her do that, Playboy?
That's up to your dad. We'll have to ask him when he gets home.
I will. I'll ask him too.
As soon as he gets back.
Y'all cook some stove wood if you don't want to freeze tonight.
I will let Santa Claus.
It won't do you respect and good.
How come?
He's clean and charcoal. We're not going to get it last night.
Well, I drink Playboy.
Give it to me. I'll take it to the post office and send it to a special delivery.
I'm much obliged to you, Playboy.
He's just pacifying her.
Oh, you shut up, Becky. I'll spank your bottom till it's red.
You
white, and
just
blue.
try it, big boy.
What'd you ask Santa Claus to bring you, Patty Cake?
A whole page of Sears Roebuck catalog. A whole page of dolls.
I'm thinking about writing him myself.
What you asking for, John?
A piano.
That man can't carry no piano down the chimney. He ain't hardly any bigger than Mama. Little old fat fellow with a big belly. How do you know? I seen his picture.
Believe in Santa Claus. There's no such thing. It's just something Mom and Daddy made up.
I don't believe you.
That's because you're ignorant.
You're bad, Becky.
Son, you're gonna be sorry you did that.
You want to make something
Your
out of it?
daughter running with me.
lady. Just watch that figure jog.
I want to tell Mommy you said about work, and she'll wash down up to on 7.
I'm not gonna have anything to do with any of you.
What's wrong with Becky, Playboy?
She's growing up. I think it's what they call the change of life. Come on, Becky.
Never.
There is true Santa Claus, isn't there, Playboy?
Y'all take the one-ups for Mama. Wait till the morning. You'll see there's a Santa Claus.
Maybe I shouldn't have been so definite. Mama doesn't have any money for presents. The only chance is if Daddy brings them. And one thing I've learned, a lot of temptations lie in the path of a man who's worked hard all week and who's just received his pay.
You talk to yourself, Playboy.
Did you ever talk to yourself?
I don't talk to myself. I think out loud, that's all. Next summer when I'm working in the garden, I'll just chop off my toes with a hoe. It'll look like an accident. Maybe then they feel sorry for me and stop picking on me all the time.
Becky.
Maybe then they might even like me.
Mama's got the Christmas spirit.
Just come up on me all of a sudden. I expect your daddy to be along any minute now. Playboy, go get the Christmas tree.
I'm going to.
No, a girl's place is to help in the kitchen. Cut down trees is men's work.
Let Shirley help in the kitchen. She's such a prissy butt.
I am not a prissy butt.
Playboy, get your daddy's jacket.
Mama.
No, and get busy with the dishes. The rest of you, I want everything picked up and put away, neat as they can before your daddy gets home.
Damn it. I wonder how many I could bring to make it seem like an accident. Daddy was here. Daddy pulled me in his arms. He'd tell me I'm a crackerjack, and he'd give me a whiskey-flavored kiss. When I grow up, I'm getting a job in Repertory like Daddy, and I'll ride the trailways bus home every Friday night and blow whiskey breath right on Mommy's face. She says one word about it. Just tell her to like it. I want it.
Certain things Mama kept in hand. Up ahead, the old wood road winds all the way to the top of Spencer's Mountain. That mountain housed all things mysterious. Caves where long ago boys had been lost. A hidden lake so deep that if you dropped a stone from the rim, you could count to 5 before you hear it splash. The home of monstrous rattlesnakes, owls, bobcats, bears, and a legendary white deer. The man who really knew the mountain, my father, Clay Spencer. Even when he was away, I could see him, in my head. Clay Spencer was a hard man to measure up to, a crack shot, a good provider, an honest look-him-in-the-eye man, an enthusiastic drinker, a prodigious dancer, a builder, a singer of note, a kissing, hugging, loving man whose laughter would shake the house, and who was not ashamed to cry. He always seemed outsized, bigger than life. I wanted to be like him, but something was pulling me in another direction.
What are you up to, son?
Sometimes he'd walk into my room when I was writing a story on one of these writing tablets.
I asked what you're up to.
I couldn't tell him.
I'm writing my homework.
What you doing?
I couldn't explain. Writers have names like Alfred Lloyd Tennyson, Percy Bysshe Shelley, and William Makepeace Thackeray. How could I tell my father that I, Playboy Spencer, felt a compulsion to write my thoughts onto a tablet meant for schoolwork?
Hand me that tablet. Playboy.
Sure, Daddy. Some writing on it. What I was thinking. Thoughts.
Writing tablets are for your schoolwork. You need them for school. Son, pretty soon you'll have to learn how to make a living and provide for a family.
And Daddy, don't you ever think of other things? I mean, other things, too.
Providing for your family.
But don't you ever have a dream? What kind of a dream?
To build a house with my own hands. A house my wife and children can see being put together.
I don't mean that kind of
That's
dream.
a good dream.
But what
son.
I mean, Daddy, is that...
Can't you see it too? Up there on the summit of the mountain, a white house with green shutters. Your mama resting on Sunday. She'd plant flowers, and I'd put in a bed of grass where my babies could play.
It's a very practical dream.
I don't know how practical. Not since the Depression. But I promised that house to Olivia on our wedding night. Someday, it's so real, you can almost see her face at the window.
Daddy, when I write in the writing tablet, I can
You
almost see
don't need writing tablets, son, except for school.
the...
Dad, you don't know what I need.
Yes, I do.
You don't know what I need at all.
You need to do a man's work. Daddy, hold the axe carefully. The way I taught you to over slippery ground.
You don't understand at all why I want to write.
Maybe you don't understand why I want to build that house with my own hands.
Daddy,
Put away childish things.
I had lots of imaginary conversations with my father when I was out alone on the mountain, but they all ended like this one. I couldn't get him to understand anything about my writing. It never occurred to me there might be something I didn't understand about him. By the time I got back down off the mountain with the tree, I could see that Mama was back at the window worrying. She didn't even notice I'd come back until after I'd set up the tree.
I was getting ready to send out a search party for you.
I just poked along. No sign of anyone coming up the road.
Pretty tree. At least was pretty to look at. Guess that's what took you so long.
I got to talking to myself. Actually, I was talking to my father.
Father?
It was imaginary, just my head. The applesauce cakes smell so spicy.
What's it about? Do you imagine you're talking to your father?
Said I shouldn't waste anything. Shouldn't waste writing tablets, putting anything on them except for schoolwork. Because everything has to be practical. Even the writing tablets.
Hard times now.
It hasn't anything to do with hard times.
That imaginary talk today. What did he say to make you think such things?
Things you say from a real conversation, then I should go put aside childish things, take an axe and go cut down a tree.
We need the tree. That's probably the only thing that children are going to have this Christmas.
All you can see in a tree is firewood.
What do you see, Playboy?
Otherwise,
What'd you like to write down on a writing tablet?
I put down something about the wintry green smells running our living room. And the feeling of mystery. Or the memory of thousands of white-hot summer suns. Or the long wilderness silence of snow-covered winters. The crash of thunderstorms. Or the softness of a new green spring.
You see all that, Playboy?
Maybe of all the wild things that nestle in its branches. Or that rest in the shade.
You think all your dad sees is firewood.
Or maybe some lumber.
Firewood to keep his family warm. Lumber to build a house. Why do you think your daddy wants to build us a house with his own two hands?
Because it's practical.
Could be there's a few things you and your father just don't understand about each other. Sure, always does. Probably runs a little late.
Where is everybody?
I sent the children over to ask Mama and Papa to come have supper with us.
Here, the hand down the bone.
Every last bit.
From the last hog they were butchered in the fall. Mom, what are you going to do for Christmas dinner? What's left?
Oh boy, maybe I'll bring Gretchen's neck next to you.
Gretchen's a laying hen. What do we do for eggs?
Feeling reckless, living each day as it comes. Let tomorrow take care of itself.
Mama, the food money Daddy left last week is down to $3.
$2.
Mama, what are we going to do?
Well, there's some dried apples in the storage bins, some sweet potatoes, and a few mason jars.
What do we do with those?
Get by.
What about Santa Claus? For the kids?
I made warm pajamas for the boys and dresses for the girls.
No, you made them. No, they're not from Santa Claus.
What did they do?
They'll stop believing.
Maybe it's time they did. In hard times, it's silly to go on believing in foolishness.
Mama.
Did believing make a difference to you?
Yes. Yes. You remember when we spit out cornflakes for Santa Claus and cut up carrots for his reindeer? It used to take me hours to get to sleep thinking of him right in his house.
That doesn't mean you believe.
Sure it did. In the morning when all the cornflakes and the carrots were gone. And there were presents underneath the tree. I believed, Mom. I really believed.
Times were different then.
I was younger, that's all.
We had a little money to spend in them days.
You reckon fresh will last forever?
I don't know, boy. Mr. Roosevelt says it won't, but let's stop worrying about things we can't help.
You're right.
Playboy, go get the box of Christmas tree decorations.
We'll make it so pretty, they won't be able to think of anything else.
Look at the snow. It's really starting to come down.
They stick to your jacket.
Very deep.
Make it a pretty Christmas day tomorrow.
And then that clay along the way. Maybe we'll stand there with him and be holding patty cake piggyback on his shoulders.
Merry Christmas, daughter. Grandpa says it's going to be a deep snow.
Well, if that's what he says, that's how it's going to be. Come on in, folks. How are you?
I think I got a crick in my back.
That woman's crazy.
Don't listen to him.
Mama does now.
Been scooting around like a snowplow all over the hills, taking orders from the larking company. A woman like her should be sitting in front of the fire, not scooting around.
I made $3, and that's $3 we would have had if I hadn't been out taking orders.
If the snow gets deep, if the snow gets really deep, what if it does? Daddy might not get home.
A little snow won't bother my daddy.
Mine's probably frozen.
Then he just walk.
Through the deep snow?
He's done it before.
Hey, y'all be showing up by now.
He used to know. I wouldn't count on it. Why not? I'll bet he's down yonder drinking whiskey with the Staples women right this second.
I won't have you talking about my play that way.
He drinks, don't he?
He takes a drink.
There's a difference,
Besides, it's Christmas and be with his family.
At least he's working. That's more to be said for the rest of us.
Nobody has any reply to that.
Hard times.
Sure are.
I heard him talking on the radio about that new deal.
Well, I don't care what they talk about as long as they get our mill up and running again, so it's like we're here home.
Y'all be showing up.
Maybe the bus will run.
Nothing could have happened to him. Could it, Mama? Happened.
What could happen, Mama?
Hey, did any of you notice?
Notice what?
The Christmas tree.
Look at it!
Anyone can help with decorations?
Let's go listen to the radio. It's time for Fibber McGee and Molly.
Sure, come on in the living room.
I hope Clark Dennis is visiting Fibber McGee. Every year at Christmas, there he is singing Silent Night.
Hot damn that pancake singing.
Wouldn't want to miss it.
You're not going to miss anything.
Think the tree's real pretty.
Yes, Mom.
Mommy.
These are just store-bought ornaments. Where are the ones you guys made? Go get the special.
Okay.
Crown Spencer Silver Star. Right on top.
Nice seeing on the radio.
Stars look down on a lot of nice Christmas Eves.
Sure has.
Nice decorations. This will be a nice Christmas Eve.
Once the tree's decorated, buttermilk has got to be turned.
All that there.
She splashes all over creation. I don't know what's wrong with her.
She's a teenager.
Well, she'll live through it. I just hope the rest of us do. Well, better get back to Grandma and Grandpa. Did you hear anything?
Yes.
How about that radio playing so loud?
Barney's pine cones.
Signed up this old Rasputin looks so pretty.
What do you have, Liz?
Silver milk.
But it's just in foil.
They look like silver milk.
They do.
I bet this has instruction paper.
What are you doing with that paper turkey?
That's for Thanksgiving.
I like turkey year round.
I hope I read plan on Santa Claus isn't the only Santa Claus that gets here.
Well, Playboy told us.
Sure, don't worry. Wait till you see what I'm putting on the tree.
What is it?
Twigs and straw. A blue jay's nest.
A what?
A blue jay's nest. And look, it has a little speckled egg.
You can't put that thing on the tree.
Why not? It's the perfect decoration. Our tree will have a bird's nest.
I don't care. It's still covered with bird poop. Who wants to nest a thing like that on a Christmas tree?
I do, and it's not nest.
You're crazy.
Go paddle your canoe.
All I can say is Santa Claus is going to smell that bird poop and head right back up the chimney.
What's the matter with you, crybaby?
Santa Claus won't come because of you. You made everyone
You
cry.
ought to be ashamed of yourself.
You're all over your piss ants.
That's the way Patty came crying. She ruined the Christmas tree with bird poop. And you said a bad word.
Is that right? You asking for another sparkle, girl?
Becky, I refuse to reply. Everyone picks on me.
Girl.
Maybe it's
No.
Come on in. Coming up the road, we just happen to see Clay Spencer.
Well, we know Mrs. Spencer.
Come on in out of the cold.
Hey, Birdshot.
Hey, everybody.
You had your supper?
Why, yes, ma'am. Have me a can of Iron sausage and Bob and Eli down in the pool hall. Got me a surprise.
What is it?
They got a missionary box down at the post office. Woman brought it out from Charlottesville on a truck. Said she can start handing things out as soon as they get cracked.
Well, let's go.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Wait.
Haven't you forgotten something?
We're going what, Mama?
We don't accept charity in these families.
Happy Patrick's with us all.
Aw, shoot. What wrong can there be in them getting a toy or an apple or a candy bar?
Clay feels real strong about it. He won't even let me get that WPA food the government's handing out.
There's such thing as a man being too proud.
There's such a thing as a man providing for his own, and Clay Spencer does that.
Yes, he does.
I don't see him never to snow or tonight.
down there and watch other people get things in the box?
What fun would that be?
It's something to do. Sure is.
Isn't it something to do sitting here listening to the radio?
And waiting for Santa Claus.
Oh, Mom.
Well, I better be going.
I'll walk with you.
Okay.
Get a little fresh air, that's all.
Can't we go tell Mama?
We'll take a
Please,
peek at Missionary
Mama,
Claus.
please.
Well, as long as your brother's going, I don't see what will harm it be just to watch.
Yeah!
Don't tell the family.
Come on.
Don't worry.
Whole patty cakes next. Hurry.
Come on, Olivia, let's go listen to the radio.
Come on, everything's going to be going on. Be back soon. Oh, we're trying. Let's sit alone. Mark.
You lead the way, Birdshot.
For me, lead the way.
You. Sing Patty
He
Cake's
was a
hand.
shotgun in the
You said
general direction
something.
of Birdshot, which is how he got his name. There was some pellets in his arm, and when he clenches his fist, the little blue dots move around. Make him famous
Just
around him.
watching.
Maybe you're
Tony
only
Birdshot is where he
watching.
lays his
I didn't
head,
make
which is
you
usually where
promise.
we happen to be when night fell.
Follow me.
He worked often for my father, and he knew my mother would feed him if he appeared at mealtime. Something happened with Birdshot that night. Even though my father couldn't see any sense to it, I wanted to write about people. These people. Birdshot. The people of my town needed their story told. The grinding poverty of the Depression years had already stamped the older faces. They were proud and independent people, accepting any kind of outside help went against their grain. But they put aside their pride this night so that their children might receive at least some token of Christmas.
On the third day of Christmas.
Keep singing my, isn't this nice?
Few people knew her name. She was simply called the City Lady. But it wasn't easy for hungry people to sing with spirit about 5 gold rings. There were baseball bats, wind-up toys, some that worked, and some that only worked a little bit. Slightly used gloves, sweet smelling soap, a duck that quacked, a fire
The
engine.
Foxy Twins.
This one's for a
Oh,
big
Patrick.
boy. You?
I can't.
Oh,
You take it for a shot.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what to say.
This was a special thing that happened that night with Birdshot.
City lady.
There was only one special thing that he could do to show his gratitude.
Let me show you. See the dots? They're dancing. They're dancing.
The city lady may have been a little insensitive asking proud, poverty-stricken people to sing about the 12 days of Christmas, but now she did something beautiful. She could make her thumb rotate in a funny way. Instead of backing off from Birdshot, she stuck out her hand for him.
You too. See what I can do.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Connie.
Thank you. Now let's not stop singing. Let's go on with the carol. On the seventh day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. 7 swans are swimming, 6 geese are laying 5 gold rings.
You take that.
Why should be you good?
It's nice for me.
Put it on, stop being silly.
Put it on. Me.
How do you feel?
I feel so like a dude.
Probably the first decent piece of clothes he ever had, and he seemed to stand taller. And now we come to the greatest gift to Birdshot. He looked at the crowd and saw himself reflected in their eyes, not as an oddity, but as a man.
I have to get going. The roads are getting dangerous and all. The last present is marked for a little girl. What about you, dear?
Me? Patty cake?
It's too bad, but you can't. No.
What's Daddy gonna say?
We won't tell him. We'll find out. All we can do is hide it so he's going back to Waynesboro.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all of you.
broken doll was turning out to be scary all around. Seemed like it could be a broken Christmas, too. Worry about our father was starting to reach all of us.
Y'all go inside now.
You're not coming? Probably my dad could be home and you can see him.
Well, tell him I said, hey, something I gotta do, and then I gotta stop on the pool hall. See you later. Bye, folks.
Playboy, do you think the roads are getting dangerous?
I'd say to make the travelers less late.
What about the roads?
The city lady said they were getting dangerous. She hasn't heard there were any accidents.
She's kind of snowing.
Daddy's sure late. Sure is. What should we do?
Be a little patient. Get right on preparations.
Now we're here. What's your next step?
Charlie Sneak, come on in.
Can't stay later. Where's Clay?
He's late tonight.
Hey there, Mr. Robinson. How are y'all?
Pretty good for old folks.
Anybody else around here?
Just us.
Sheriff ain't been around tonight, has he?
I thought I saw his truck go by earlier before it really started snowing.
Don't be expecting him by again, do you?
With this snow,
Can you kids keep your mouth shut if I let you in on a secret?
Sure.
Well, I knew Clay wouldn't be able to go hunting this Christmas, so I figured he'd appreciate a little meat on the table.
what's in there?
A wild turkey gobbler. Big one.
Sure is a big one. We're much obliged to you, Charlie.
Don't say anything about him. I'll clip it.
I thought the hunting season was over.
It is?
Don't it scare you to break the law on Christmas Eve?
No, it don't. Watch your people go hunting with their family plenty.
Seems like a sin, though. I don't think I can eat it.
Well, you're going to if you're going to have Christmas supper with us tomorrow.
Oh, yes, we're coming.
I declare, Charlie, this is the answer to my prayers. I think I'll cook it tonight. Won't Clay's fit to be surprised when he comes in the door and finds a turkey roasting in the oven.
If we need a good surprise after getting in off those roads. Merry Christmas.
Merry Charlie. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out.
Mama, Papa, I wish you'd take the children into the living room. Have something nice on the radio.
Sure, Libby.
You heard Mom. Let's go.
Not too late, won't you stay here?
Mom, I expect the bus is late, that's all.
Be any one of 1,000 things
I could go look for him, I reckon.
to look for.
I look along the roads.
And you bust it off the road.
Mama, it's nothing but soft snow.
See if you can catch up with Charlie Sneed at the pool hall. See if his old truck is out front.
I'll ask him for a ride up to Hickory Creek.
Tell him we'll get the gas. We'll pay for it. You're wearing your head.
My cap's a little
Wait a
wet.
minute. This is supposed to be your present from Santa Claus, but you're getting it. I made it plenty long so your ears wouldn't freeze.
It's bright and pretty, Mama.
Pull it over yours. If anybody asks, don't tell them you're out looking for your dad. But find him. Find him, Playboy.
When I looked back at the tracks in the snow, they were already covered, and no sign of my father. If there was any man in the world who was able to take care of himself, it was Clay Spencer. But with everyone so worried, I had to keep trying to find him anyway. Remembering back on that time, maybe I was trying to find him in other ways too. When I reached the town, I saw Charlie Sneed's truck parked in front of the pool hall. Charlie was getting careless. In the back of his pickup, the tarpaulin was loose, and you could see the emerald head of a poached deer. I pulled the tarp back over it and came up to the pool hall window. The glass was frosted, I guess to cut off any view of the sinful gambling, whiskey drinking, and oath saying that went on in that wicked place. There's an unwritten law. No decent woman and no young people ever enter the building, except Birdshot, who cleans the place. But I didn't have any choice.
Yeah, look at Birdshot. Even walks like a dude now.
Mind if I will, Mr. Guys? You sweep them later anyway.
Yeah, that'll be an improvement. Sure, go ahead.
What are you willing?
Answer the sheriff.
Christmas present, sir.
Who's it for?
Something special.
You got a girlfriend, Birdshot?
All I'm saying is something special.
Yeah, listen to Birdshot. Must be very special.
Sure.
Yeah, Charlie?
I could sure use a drink of that course.
I expect you could.
How about pass one, please? To Weatherman's Bird.
Charlie, it might help if you don't think yourself sitting up here by the counter. Think yourself is over there on the pool table, right behind the 8 ball.
That's not fair.
Oh, it's Christmas, Sheriff.
Not for Charlie.
What are you going out there, Mr. Godsey? Sheriff?
Hey, Clayboy, what's gotten into you? Don't you know better than that? You know I can't serve you.
I know, sir. I was looking for Charlie Sneed here. Hello, boy.
Hey, is your daddy home from Waynesbury yet?
No, sir. We're expecting him any minute. Thought he might stop by your place.
Well, I wish he would. Might talk some sense into this trash here who calls himself a law.
Hey,
Not Daddy?
Only one around who can sort this mess out.
Clay will do that too. He'll work it out.
Work out what? You've already got it, Charlie. Why are you sitting so funny?
And come to the chair.
Christmas Eve and I can't even get a drink of Coors.
no, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Bro, you crazy birdshot? That's all we have me. What happened to you now?
Now, Sheriff, Merry Christmas, Mr. Sneak.
What it is? What's gotten into you tonight, birdshot?
Well, the clothes make the man. That one's on the house, Charlie.
I was hoping Charlie Sneed could give me a ride in his truck. Why's he handcuffed?
Arrested for hunting out season.
Had it now.
Ran over a Catholic yelling on the road piece. Thrown him in the back of my truck rather than let him lay there and go to waste.
First camp I've ever seen with 10-point antlers.
It was what part of I was going to go to class first thing in the morning, paying for the damages.
First thing you was gonna do in the morning was fry venison.
What's become of that calf, Sheriff?
Well, after the judge has seen the evidence, I'm gonna grind him up and make me some venison sausage.
Christmas Eve ain't no time to lock a man up in that Lovington jail.
Well, we better get on our way before the roads get worse.
The minute you see your daddy, tell him to fix him in.
As soon as he gets home.
No need to worry, Daddy, about Charlie. I'm just putting a good scare in him. You're gonna have to face the music this time, Charlie.
Mm-hmm. Here you come.
Last time I saw your daddy was when he was up at the in the colored church. He was in there starting a poker game.
From where he is right now, and I wish I was with him.
Quit your stalling, Charlie.
Sheriff, you'll be going up by the color church on your way. Can you give me a lift?
Yeah, sure. Your daddy might have gone there to get out of the storm.
The sheriff's not supposed to carry riders.
Yeah, well, it's Christmas.
It's Christmas for Charlie, too.
Charlie might not get out of that cold draft of jail till next Christmas.
Sheriff!
Wait,
I can't.
I made this whistle table. It's patty cake. I felt so bad about that little dog, and sometimes I made this. And, well, she feel better.
Hey, but not anymore. And now she feel like someone special.
Really? You think so?
I have to be on my way.
Well, if you see your daddy, tell him I said hey.
It's a good thing he's getting the lift. I expect he'll meet Clay coming up the road. Hey, Birdshot, there's still half a drink left in the bottom of that bottle.
Oh, y'all like this stuff?
Yeah.
Clay Spencer, the reason I sent our boy out to look for you is custom. It's usual in this town. When the man of the house doesn't return at some reasonable hour, the oldest son is supposed to look for him.
Woman, you think I need someone looking for me?
I take pride in the fact that I never had to send him before.
Why'd you send him tonight?
It kept getting later, Clay. I got to worrying.
So, you sent that impractical boy into the blustery storm to find his daddy.
Yes, I did. I think it seems to me like we do need to find each other a little more.
What are you talking about?
I get this notion. There's things about you that boy just doesn't understand. There's things about what boy. Clay, I wish you could come home. Please. Just come home. Clay, where are you?
Tell your daddy. Everyone expects him to help. Everyone expects him to understand their problem. At first I wasn't sure if the fence run past the church, but then I heard the voices. It didn't sound like white men playing a clandestine game of poker in the church. It sounded like the rightful tenants occupied the place. Didn't recognize Mr. Dooley in his minister clothes. Only time I'd seen him before is when Bob and I had gone hunting on his land.
Playboy, is that you?
Hey, Mr. Dooley.
What you doing here, son?
I'm lost.
Well, come sit down. You're warm. We'll continue the service with hymn number 302, O Little Town of Bethlehem.
O little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. Above thy deep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by.
Sing that, boy.
Yet in the dark streets shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the youth are met in thee tonight.
Now, Playboy, you're just in time for the big tree.
What is it?
Mary, Joseph, you ready back there? And it came to pass that in those days the winner decreed from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And all went to be taxed, each one into his own city. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered.
Hey, Mary, what you gonna name that pretty little baby? Some call him one thing, I think I'll call him Jesus.
Hey, Mary, what you gonna name that pretty little baby?
Some call him one thing, I think I'll call him Emmanuel.
Hey, Mary, what you gonna name that pretty little baby?
Some call him one thing, I think I'll call him Savior.
Yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yes, Lord.
Mr. Dooley, I'd like to ask if maybe...
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt his word, heard a thrill of hope. The weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees and hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night divine.
Glory, hallelujah. Everybody together. Glory, hallelujah. Let us pray. We thank you, Father, for the gift of thy Son. Help us to be worthy of thy sacrifice and to walk in thy light all the days of our lives. Amen. Now, thank you. Are you out there doing anything for your day?
I reckon I am.
Have you tried to second place, son?
No, I didn't. It's so far out there.
Well, listen, that park, you got transportation.
I reckon maybe my daddy might stop by there for some bootleg whiskey.
Well, I've known your father to do that, but I've also known him just to pass the time of day. Son, has that ever occurred to you that those two lonely old ladies might need company sometime?
No, I didn't.
Well, maybe it occurred to your dad. And you come with me and I'll take you on my bus, Gerald, as soon as I say goodnight to my congregation.
Thank Thank you, Mr. Dooley. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, everyone. You guys sounded lovely. I will see y'all Sunday morning. All right? See you later.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, sir. All right. All right, Playboy, let's go.
Let me set up, Mr. Dooley.
Hurry along, Anna. Such a ditty. What is it? Just like a forgotten Christmas. You're right on the fruit and you eat.
I'm almost ready.
I was afraid you might lose yourself in a magazine.
On the night we're going to use the front room.
Well, my Anna, you could win a beauty contest.
Well, thank you. You look nice too. But the reason I was late in coming down is, well, I thought I heard horses outside. And voices.
On such a stormy night, not very likely.
Thought I heard many men's voices.
Not at all likely.
Well, where are the decorations?
Already by the tree, just waiting to be put up.
Oh, I feel just like when we were little.
Some of the decorations we've known since we were little.
There, now I could have sworn I heard. But no, you're right, it couldn't be. There, someone at the door. Well, I told you.
It couldn't be the wind.
Must be someone who's run out of recipe.
But I'm sure everyone like in a good supply. Who is it?
Playboy Spencer.
Playboy Spencer.
A One Tree Company, Anna. It's Clay Spencer's son. Come in.
Why, you're just caked with snow.
Anna, this boy is frozen through and through.
I'm fine, really.
Get him some eggnog and put in some recipe.
Oh, don't go to any trouble. I can't stay.
Nonsense. You sit in that chair which is closest to the fireplace.
Just for a minute. Miss Emma, I'd like...
Wait till you warm up. It's a wonder you haven't gotten frostbite.
The eggnog will really warm you.
You have to drink it down and get it.
What's that on top?
A light sprinkled with cinnamon.
It's powerfully good. It does warm you. I guess that's a cinnamon. What else is in it?
A Papa's recipe. Papa used to make it all the time, and when he passed on, Sister and I used to get so many crossbows that we just kept on making it.
Once we had a man come all the way from Warrenton, Virginia. Well, he just loved it, so he took a whole gallon back home with him.
It gives us something to do in our old age, and it makes people happy, so I don't see why we shouldn't keep right on providing.
Can't argue with that.
Etta, help Playboy to another cup of egg.
Oh, I'm fine.
Against the chill. How are your mother and all those dear little children?
Oh, they're fine. The reason I came by was that I wanted to ask if maybe my...
There are 8 now, I believe.
Yes, last time I counted was 8. But the real reason
Your
I saw...
father never stops by, but what he says for us to come over and visit.
My daddy? When did my dad...
I told you, every time we see him.
But we're getting old, you know, it's hard to get around when you're old.
He didn't stop by tonight.
Oh, wouldn't that have been a treat?
I see. Well, I'd best be
And
going...
you're not going back out in this weather till you're warm as toast.
Your dad says you make good grades at school.
Told you that? Well, yes, ma'am, I do.
What do you want to do with your life when you get out of school?
I don't really know yet.
What do you want to do with it?
I seem to think really high of Daddy over Waynesboro. And they said they'd give me a job if I learned a trade.
But you're not interested in taking a trade.
Not that I know of. Now, how did you know?
Your daddy told us.
My daddy?
Well, didn't you tell him?
We never got into it.
If you had your choice, what would you be?
I'll tell you. You know those writing tablets? Like you do homework in?
What about them?
Well, you see what I do.
He has one under his mattress.
How did you know that?
You're just like Etta. She hides things under the mattress, too.
How did you? My daddy should have told you.
Oh, I had the letters from my beau. But now I know you've been snooping. I'll find somewhere else to hide.
Her beau. Wait, she tells you think she has regular hallelujah course lined up at the gate.
I wonder whatever happened to Ashley Longworth.
Papa taking him off is what happened.
Once, when we were in Charlottesville, we were walking along the street, and well, I thought I saw him, the back of his head walking in front of us. I nearly ran to catch up, but the man was a stranger. He could never have been Ashley Longworth. Ashley had fine features. He came from a good family, and he was a gentleman. Emma, why didn't Papa ever like him?
I don't remember anymore. Nobody was ever good enough for Papa.
Emma, I never told you this, but Ashley kissed me one time.
You told me 1,000 times.
He was a student and he asked permission to hunt on Papa's land. Wasn't Ashley a fine-looking thing?
He knew it, too.
Anything like good-looking hands know it. I remember on my 25th birthday, April 19th, 1902, Ashley was here, and he asked me to go for a walk. The woods were on fire with color, and we stopped beneath a maple tree. There was a little breeze, and shower of leaves fell all around us. Ashley reached up very impulsively and touched my cheek. That was when he kissed me.
I had no idea Papa was standing 100 feet away.
Papa was very upset. I only heard from Ashley once after that. A farewell letter, you might call it, and then nothing. When years went by, I decided that he must have died in one of the wars or something.
Papa was around him.
I certainly appreciate everything, ladies, but I really...
Well, you mustn't be going yet. Why, it's still the shake of the evening.
Oh, man, I'm expecting it's getting long. It's 11 o'clock.
How are you traveling, Playboy?
On foot.
Well, you never get home walking in this weather.
You see, I have to. My mother has enough to worry about.
Excuse my bad manners.
Wait here, you wait.
How about another cup of eggnog?
I'm fine, really.
For the road?
I've had just enough.
Does warm you.
Tell you the truth, ma'am, I don't feel anything at all.
There she is.
What is it?
Uncle Papa's old horse-drawn sleigh.
Hurry before that old black mare falls asleep again.
You better bundle up with blankets.
It's full of blankets.
We've kept it polished and ready, just waiting for an occasion.
And now I have an occasion thanks to your visit.
Yes, you see, the real reason for my visit...
It occurred to you that it might be nice to stop by and see us.
Yes, you're right.
That's the great thing about life. We never know when it's going to be a party.
What is true?
Isn't it?
I hitchhiked up Hickory Creek, but from there, there's every blessed step of the way home on foot.
Must be frozen. I've been keeping coffee warm. Wait, coffee.
What's in the bundles, Daddy?
Beats the tar out of me.
Where'd they come from?
I was coming up the walk there a minute ago. Knowing you kids was asleep, I was trying not to make any noise.
But there was a big noise.
Yes, all of a sudden, something come flying across the sky, and it landed right on top of our house.
We heard it.
I looked up, and there was a team of some kind of animal, about the size of a year-old cat. Something kind of pointy on top of their head.
Reindeer.
I never saw one. That's what it was, all right.
What did you do?
It kind of stopped me in my tracks, and I just stood there watching. First thing I see is this old son of a gun jumped out, all dressed up in black boots with a red suit with white fur trim.
Santa Claus.
Never seen the old poop before? I didn't know who he was. I thought he was just somebody trying to break into the house. So I picked up the biggest rock I could find, and
House with a rock?
not exactly. But I scared him so that his sleigh started to slip off the roof, and it landed right in our backyard. The old man started cracking his whip, but I caught up with him.
You talked to him?
Talked to him. I wrestled with him. But before he got away, I grabbed a big armful of stuff off his sleigh, and here it is right on the table.
You see, he is real.
You're right, honey. You're double dirty right.
Which one is mine?
What about
This one's for you. This one.
Oh, yes.
Didn't forget about you. This one's for you. Here's yours. And this one must be for you. Well, you've been wishing for springtime. Clayboy, open yours, son.
Daddy, you've already given me so many presents tonight that you need to know about.
Yeah, but they're not what you need. Try this one.
A writing tablet and a brand new fountain pen.
Now, I wonder how Newt got all the way to the North Pole. You wanted to be a writer.
So Santa Claus, like smart man.
We all got so much but you, Daddy. You didn't get nothing.
Oh, sweetheart, come here. Oh, I have got Christmas every day of my life. With you kids and your mama. Did you ever see such thoroughbreds?
I see a lot of sleepy children. Off to bed, you can play in the morning.
Where's mama? Go to bed.
I'm tired. You must have spent every cent of your paycheck.
Just about.
What are we going to live off this coming week?
Love, woman. Love.
Around the house, the world lay bright as day. The moon blazed down its cold light on an earth that was touched with magic. An ancient wind now sighed along the ridges of crusted snow. Angels sang, and the stars danced in the sky.